Welcome back, everybody. It's Peter Roby again with our Northeastern University Athletics blog, and it sounds like people are continuing to watch, so we're going to continue to do it, and I appreciate people sending in ideas for topics, and I hope to continue to cover those as we go forward. Coming to you today on Thursday, December 15th, and it's been a great week for Northeastern and for the Commonwealth. We were fortunate enough to host 4,000 middle and high school students and a number of adults that work with them for Stand Up 2011. It was a rally to stand up to bullying in the schools and in our communities, and I'm just so proud that Northeastern was asked to host this event, and it was great to see all the people at Northeastern rally together to partner with the other organizations that were involved to put on just a phenomenal event to empower young people to continue to do the work they're doing to make a difference in their communities, to protect their peers and their friends, and to eliminate bullying in our culture. So just want to say thanks to everyone that was involved, all of my colleagues here at Northeastern, and how proud I was to represent Northeastern to welcome everybody just several days ago. Secondly, I thought you'd be interested to know the updates to the $2,000 cost of attendance stipend legislation that was voted in by the Division I Board of Directors this summer and early fall. I mentioned that one of the things that we would be hoping to do is to vote to override that legislation so that it would be rethought and go through the proper vetting, if you will. And I want to acknowledge my colleague Tom Hickman, the athletic director at Winthrop University, for really being the leader of a movement to get everybody to think seriously about whether this was the right type of legislation for us, or was it going to do what we hoped it would do. And because of Tom's leadership, others have gotten involved, and I'm happy to report as we sit here today that 75 votes for override have already been accepted, and there's more coming in, which means that the legislation will be back in the Board of Directors' hands to reconsider. And if we get 125 override votes, it will actually be defeated and come off the table, and the legislation will not be enacted, and we'll have to start over, which is what most of us want, so that we have the right kind of process and discussion about whether this is the right thing to do. So just wanted to give you an update on that. I'm excited about how the process has worked. I'm thankful to Tom for his leadership, and thankful to the rest of my colleagues, AD colleagues in Division I, who have seen fit to support the override vote, and I hope more will get on board. More to come on that for sure. Thirdly, I wanted to respond to one of our viewers who sent in some questions about what do we do with the monies that we raise for athletics, and how does that money get used? And it's a great question, especially at this time of the year where people are still considering end of the year, calendar year gifts for tax purposes or whatever. We would encourage you to really think about Northeastern in general as an institution if you're still contemplating making a charitable gift before the end of the calendar year. And certainly if you like what we're doing here in athletics and you want to be supportive, we would love for your gift to be directed at athletics if you're so inclined before December 31st. We use your gifts in a number of ways, but most importantly, we use your gifts however you intend them to be used. So many of our teams get specific gifts to go back to the program. So those are considered restricted gifts. We can't use those for general use. They have to be used by the specific sport. And many of you in your annual gifts or in your major gifts designate those gifts for a particular program, and we're grateful for that. We also ask that you consider giving gifts that are unrestricted, that we consider to be in the Athletic Directors Fund, which then allows me the flexibility to put those monies to the priorities where we need them the most, and they vary across the board. When our teams are trying to go on training trips and they can't raise the money on their own, we try to help supplement their fundraising efforts so they can go to Florida for a training trip, or Puerto Rico for a training trip. Warm weather climates typically, because they're trying to get out of the elements where they can't train outdoors for their particular sport or get the kind of repetitions that they need or the competition that they need. We also use your donations to enhance our facilities. As a matter of fact, we've got a beautiful renovation to our strength and conditioning and sports medicine area thanks to the generosity of a number of donors. We'll be dedicating that facility officially in January, and we'll be telling you more about that as we go forward and those that were most involved in that. But we asked a number of people to step up with significant gifts to help underwrite that renovation, and our student athletes are so thrilled. Our coaches love it, and our strength and conditioning and sports medicine people are just over the moon about what that facility is doing for us currently and what it'll do going forward, especially with respect to recruiting. When our prospective student athletes and their families walk into Cabot and see what we've done there, they're going to know that we really do care about what's in their best interest and that we do support athletics here in a major way. Another way that we use the donations is that sometimes we use them to offset the cost of going to summer school so that our student athletes can continue to make progress towards their degree. In many cases, we prioritize those requests for summer school based on their needing it for their graduation requirements. Sometimes they need it for their academic program that they're in, and in other cases because they've tried to lighten their load somewhat because of the travel involved with their game schedules. They need to go back into summer school and take some additional courses, and if they're making the kind of effort that we all think they should be making, we try to support that to the extent that we can. Those are just a few of the ways in which we use the support that you give us. It goes across the board. It helps to enhance the experience of our student athletes. We sometimes will support additional tutors for them to get academic support. We'll sometimes help student athlete support services by purchasing a few more laptop computers so that they can take them on the road with them. There's a number of things that we use your charitable gifts for, and we're so appreciative of that and can't thank you enough. And we hope that you'll continue to like the way in which we're using it so that you'll want to do more going forward. Lastly, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge my dear friend and former colleague Dave O'Brien, who was my predecessor here as athletic director at Northeastern. Had it not been for Dave and his generosity and friendship in bringing me into the fold, if you will, while I was the director of the Center for the Study of Sport and Society, to help assist him with some of the work that he was trying to do on behalf of student athletes here in the athletic department, I would not be sitting in this seat right now because he gave me the entree to create the relationships with the staff, with the coaches, and with the student athletes to understand the challenges and the opportunities that were here in the athletic department at Northeastern. And as a result of that, when he decided to go back to Philadelphia to Drexel University, the university felt like I was the right person to take over that role. I can't thank Dave enough for his friendship and his trust in me and the opportunity that he provided me. And I want you to know that I send my best to Dave. Dave is having some health problems again. He's on his second battle with cancer. Dave, we're thinking about you. We've got you in our thoughts and our prayers, and we love you very much, and we send our best to you and your family for a full recovery. Thanks to everybody for continuing to tune in to the blog. Please continue to send in your questions and your topics for consideration. We do read those. We appreciate the fact that you're watching and you have some thoughtful topics that you'd like us to cover. I hope we're doing a good job of covering those. And for all of us at Northeastern, we wish you the best of the holiday season, a Happy New Year, and go Huskies.